crisp autumn morning. It is raining very hard, and we are going to French Costco to see if there's any difference between French and American Costco. I don't think so, but we're here today with my French cousin Céline, and we'll be arriving in, looks like 1 hour. Also, we're going to be on the hunt for pumpkins, if they have any. So we are just outside of Paris, and the Costco is actually quite far away. We started about 20 minutes ago, and we still have another 40 minutes to go. Okay, so Céline, who doesn't want to talk in a video... Tu m'expliques?
Non, je ne parle pas.
Pourquoi?
Non, tu vas. C'est toi qui explique.
Okay. That there is the Costco that we're going to was constructed near Disneyland, and then there's a second Costco, so this is in the south of Paris, that was constructed 20 minutes away from the first Costco, which is actually quite close in Parisian distance, when in fact it would make more sense to just build another Costco on the other side of Paris in the north, closer to where we are staying. But that's a question for Costco corporate, so if you're watching this video, please provide us some answers. Okay, so according to her, there's plenty of room in the north of Paris for an additional Costco, so the ball's in your court, Costco France. Here's some of the beautiful traffic that you see on the highway outside of Paris. I'm staying with my family in France, and I wanted to share some American autumn traditions with them, so we're going to carve pumpkins for Halloween and make pumpkin pie, if I can find those pumpkins. As you can already see, the parking lot is much smaller, and we're going into the underground Costco parking garage. On y va! It's nice to know there's just a big piece of America out here in France. T'as la carte? And we're inside. Okay, at first glance everything looks oddly familiar. Oh, we could buy Starlink internet here. Now before we go further through the store and begin to compare prices, there's some key pieces of information to understand about France. And a lot of this information is going to be common to most places outside of North America as well. Number one, we need to know the exchange rate. So at the time of this video, the dollar and the euro were pretty much at parity with one another, with the dollar being equal to 92 euro cents, or if you want to do the reverse conversion, 1 euro being equal to about $1.08. So because they're so close, for all intents and purposes, you can read the cost in euros and basically equate it to dollars. Point number two is that unlike the US and Canada, the price you see on the price tag is the price you're going to pay at the register. And so the sales tax has already been factored into the price. Number three is that we need to understand what that sales tax is. And so if you look at sales tax in France, which unlike the US or Canada again, is a national system, the standard consumption tax, or you could think of it as just a normal sales tax rate, is 20%, which is going to cover most non-food goods in this video. And then the rate for food, which will cover the groceries that we would take a look at, is going to be at 5.5%. There are additional tax rates for things like transportation, gas, other services, etc., but they don't concern us today. Now, compared to my hometown of Rochester, New York, and in the US, I do believe that the tax rate is done at the city or county level, depending on where you are. The local goods tax is 8%, and we have an exemption on food tax. So you can see that France is much higher. The flip side is that the population enjoys a greater degree of government services, including universal health care. So if we take this example of a 50-pack of Bic pens, the $13.39 already includes a 20% tax. So if you'd like to do a price comparison with your own Costco, make sure to include your local sales tax in the total price. All right, enough of that. Let's go back to Costco. They have samples just like in the US. Good. Here's the familiar jewelry and watch case that every Costco has. Of course, the lines are always insanely long at Costco, regardless of where you are in the world. We begin our Costco journey in the snack section. As you can see, there's a mixture of European snacks and some of the same exact items you would find in the US. Oh, I got some Cheetos. Okay, I've determined that French Cheetos taste different than American Cheetos. The coffee machines were all Nespresso or espresso machines, which is unsurprising given local coffee drinking habits. Whoa, 43 euros for 250 Nespresso capsules. Here's a fake Christmas tree, which is 3.6 meters tall, for the low price of 900 euros. And even though it was only the end of October, Christmas decorations were already on full display. A Christmas village for 160. A Mickey Mouse Christmas statue for only 1,000 euros. This nutcracker for 1,700 euros. No Christmas is complete without panettone, 12 euros. I don't want to know how much that bear costs. This feels uniquely like a caricature of France. It is a snail chocolate combining the best of both specialties. So far, the cart is only full of chocolate and snack food. Very healthy. Some more French-only specialties. Here's a distinctly French dish called choucroute from Alsace-Lorraine, which is a mix of meat and sauerkraut. And one of the most important staples of the French diet, the cheese section. What you can't see in the video is how strongly the cheese section smells. This is a very French-looking pizza, no surprise here. And here, the most important item in all of Costco. The chicken rotisserie, which is only 6 euros. Not bad. Try raclette, which is melted cheese over pieces of meat or vegetables. Cool. Also incredibly French, the wine section, which actually looks very similar to the American wine section, with the exception that a lot of these wines are of French origin. And in reality, not too bad for the price. Here we have a 24 pack of Peroni for 28 euros. Stumbled upon a casual vodka tasting. Oh, here we have maple syrup. Here's just a quick look at the prices of dog food. We've got protein powder, supplements. Shampoo and soaps. Here's the drink aisle. This is the absolute best flavor of iced tea that I've had, which is watermelon and mint. I've only seen it in France, but I do believe it is of Arab origin. And here's a familiar product which is actually quite different in France. So if you look at Fanta here, it actually looks like real orange juice. If we compare that to American Fanta, the American Fanta is this kind of very fake looking bright orange. And the difference between them is that the French Fanta actually has real orange juice in it. And so if we look at the label here, it says that the oranges actually come from Brazil. Now, I'm not calling it any healthier, but I can personally say that the French version does taste much better. I was able to find some whipped cream for my pumpkin pie. Here's a quick look at some sauces that are popular in France, like Tunisian sauce and onion and red pepper sauce. Here's a look at the refrigerated foods section. I'm gonna hunt to find dough for pumpkin pie, which I honestly should just make myself. And here are some of the frozen foods. Neighbor? Ah, oui. Céline found some of the last flamin' chicken nuggets. For me, it's always funny to see how American culture is presented as a caricature outside of the US. Don't sleep on these, they actually have some great ice cream options here. Here we have 20 free-range eggs for $6.60. Not bad at all. Ça pique? Oh.
Un petit peu.
Merci. Yeah, that wasn't spicy at all. And here's a look at the meat prices. You will see that global food inflation has definitely impacted France as well. but I can't tell you enough how tempting this 130 euro Spanish ham was.
And here's the most French thing that you can get here, which is a dozen croissants for €6.
And there's more American specialties like Dunkin' Donuts, which I've never seen in a store before.
And we got it.
Here are pancakes of both the American and French varieties. And now let's head into the fruit and vegetable section.
Huh?
And we finally found pumpkins, or at least something very similar. This is a squash called a petit marron, which has a very similar taste and texture to a pumpkin. Just a lot smaller, not too great for carving, but it's going to work just fine for our pie.
Okay.
There's an optical and hearing department, much like in the US. We then checked out for a grand total of 225 euros and 82 cents. Finally, it's time to try the iconic Costco food court. Here's a better look at the menu. So from left to right, there's a sundae of choice, Cobb salad, chicken bake, and the classic $1.50 hot dog, or in this case, €50 hot dog. A pizza, chicken tenders with fries, and just fries. And the prices are more or less identical to their American counterparts. The drink machine had this interesting feature, presumably to counter free refills, but basically you scan a QR code on the side of the cup to begin dispensing your drink, and then it automatically cuts off when the cup is full or has dispensed the amount of liquid that you purchased. But of course, the ultimate deciding factor is a taste test. I decided to get a chicken bake and a hot dog. The chicken bake is about half the size of what you'd find in the US, and the hot dog is roughly the same.
Okay. This is much smaller than it is in the US.
The chicken bake, however, was overall a bit fresher and filled with stewed pulled chicken. It actually got a few pieces of cartilage and bone, which is obviously much different than the cubes of chicken you get in the US. Hot dog tasted exactly the same. It's a hot dog. Finally, we left the store and took elevators down to the parking garage. And there you have it. I traveled to Costco in France, so you don't have to. Hope you enjoyed it.